Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about how to configure Microsoft Cloud App Security. You can consider this one as the part 2. In my previous video, I talk about very high level on Cloud App Security and its benefits. So being said that, before we start and talk about configuring, let's try to understand some of the top user cases where you should think about using Caspi. I'm not going to go through all the 10 lists with you one by one, but some of the key things you need to understand. By using Caspi, we should first of all try to understand what is the shadow IT in my organization. Once you discover all the cloud application being utilized in your organization, you can sit down with the management team and then decide what are the application we are going to approve and what are the application we are going to disable when used by end users within organization. And then of course you have to think about and understand what are the data has been exposed to the outside. This is one of the fundamental thing we find out in a lot of organization. They have no clear idea what are the data being shared by their end users with external parties, so through SharePoint or through their OneDrive. So one of the feature on Caspi, we can explore and identify what are the data has been exposed. Based on that, you can take a decision. And the other part is, once you identify the data, you can consider enabling Microsoft DLP solution like Azure Information Protection or third-party DLP solution. And to make it automate, you can bring conditional access policies. So if someone try to share a confidential document or sensitive document, you can apply those labels automatically. And then apart from that, you really wanted to understand what are the malware lurking in your environment in on-prem or cloud, in your SharePoint or users OneDrive. Identify them and then try to fix those issues or maybe block potentially harmful applications. So these are a couple of high-level user cases you can think about before we jump into the configuring part. And then the other things you need to know about is, from the licensing perspective, you need to have minimum Azure AD P1 license, but of course P1 will only have very limited features, or else you can go with the Microsoft E5, which is the highest version, and then of course you have the best features on E5. Then when it comes to monitoring, you need to make sure there are two versions of CAS is available. One is actually CAS for O365, only can monitor Office 365 related components like OneDrive, SharePoint, emails, likewise. And then the other option is the CAS for all the cloud application monitoring, which is the full feature one. This version can be used to identify the shadow IT cloud applications as well. So once you decide which version you want to go and which licensing option, then this third option is you need to create the app connectors. Without connecting to those apps, Caspi is going to be kind of like a white elephant. You won't be able to do anything with it. And then if you really wanted to monitor the files, which you should do, you need to check the files monitoring feature, which I'll demo on the next few minutes time. And then if you really wanted to monitor, find out the activities on your on-premise environment, you can connect it to your on-prem firewall or SIEM solution and get the required logs in order to do that assessment part. But again, technology keep on moving, and the way we are working is keep on innovating, and especially with the COVID situation, now most of the users are working from home. So sometimes getting the firewall logs will not make any sense for you. So in this situation, this is where like MDATP integration come to the picture. What MDATP stands for, Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection. In a nutshell, what that means is, regardless of the user's location, as long as they use the corporate given Windows 10 PCs or end devices, we can connect to those devices using the ATP agent, which is coming by default with the Defender, and then get those telemetry data to the Cloud App Security, which is very cool. And then by leveraging that, we can even push down certain policies to block applications as well, and then find out all the activities on the end user side. So with that said, now it's the demo time. Okay, now we are in the Cloud App Security portal. So let's go and browse and try to do the settings. So the first thing, I'll go to the upper right hand corner and go to settings, click settings section, and then I'm going to make sure under the information protection files are already ticked. This is very important and I'll explain why. So now that's been ticked. If I go back to the app connectors, remember we need to connect with the cloud apps in order to get the logs. So I have already done the Azure integration and Auth0 integration, but in Auth0 I just kept few settings to be edited. So here, as you can see, this Office 365 file section will be not appear for you to select if you didn't click what I did previously on the files scanning has to be enabled. By being said that, now I'll tick all those options, and then when I say click connect, now the entire Auth0 platform will be connected to this Cloud App Security, and then the Microsoft Azure already integrated. One thing you need to remember, if you connected applications, cloud apps, removing application is not easy at all. So you have to always contact Microsoft support in order to do that one. So that's one area, connecting the cloud apps. And if you really want, you can click plus sign and then add the other cloud applications like AWS, Google Platform, G Suite. So some of the applications like that. Now the next part is, if you really want, if you have Windows 10 ATP integration, if you want to do that one, you can do that one. And at the same time, let me take you to the dashboard. Dashboard suggesting me protect your Azure Directory ID with Azure ATP protection, hybrid solution. So if I say enable Azure ATP integration, it takes me to the settings. If I have Azure ATP enabled and the agents are installed into my local Active Directory, then of course we can get those logs from local ADs into the Cloud App Security via ATP. This will give you the insight on the user account behaviors on local AD. If there's any suspicious activities happening, it will inform us. Now I really don't have that set up at the moment, but being said that, this is all you have to do. Now one of the cool features I mentioned about MDATP integration with the Windows 10 machines. So to do that one, under the settings, Cloud Discovery, you have Microsoft Defender ATP. Now, of course, you need to do the configuration on the Microsoft Defender ATP console as well by ticking saying integrate with Cloud App Security. And when that happens, then you can come over here and say block unsanctioned apps. This is very cool feature. What that means is, on Cloud App Security, if you detected some cloud apps being used by your employees which you don't approve, when you say block that app, and if you click over here saying block unsanctioned apps, that particular settings that you did on CAS will be passed down to the Windows 10 machines through the Defender ATP. What that means is, let's say for example, if you block Dropbox from the Cloud App Security, saying I don't want that app to be accessed within my organization machines, then that particular policy or rule will be passed down to the Defender ATP as long as you take this one. Then what will happen is Windows 10 machines won't be able to visit that or access that particular applications. One thing I noticed, it didn't work for me on the Google Chrome browser and Firefox, but being said that, it worked perfectly with Microsoft Edge browser, Chromium Edge browser. Now the other thing is security integrations. To do that one, there are a couple of ways. You can say automatic log update and then connected with the data sources. These data sources can be your local firewalls. Or if not, you can actually go and upload from the generic CF log file format as well. So it can be done periodically or manually. And then if you have SIEM solutions, you can come to security extensions and then come to the SIEM agent. Now, if you really have, let's say, Microsoft Sentinel, you can click plus and say Azure Sentinel. So if you have Azure Sentinel enabled, it's a matter of just connecting, and then all your the logs on this cache will be passed down to the SIEM on Azure Sentinel. If not, you can go with a generic SIEM solution if you have such a solution on-prem. What that enables you is to give a complete vicinity on your local environment as well as on the cloud environment. Of course, Azure Sentinel is a different story. It's a cloud-born SIEM, but if you have local SIEM, you can integrate. And if you have external DLP solutions, you can integrate that ones as well, third-party ones. Otherwise, from Microsoft point of view, if I go to settings, I have the Azure Information Protection. So if I'm using that Azure Information Protection DLP solution, I can leverage that one as well. So these are the couple of areas where you need to focus and configure on the Cloud App Security. Apart from that, of course, there are common settings you can go ahead and enter on the organizational details, mail settings, and then of course in this particular section you can upload your logos as well. So being said that, these are the initial areas what you need to focus when it comes to configuring of Cloud App Security with the cloud applications and then connectors in order to get the logs into your system. After doing that one only, you will be able to get a proper discovery of all the shadow IT behavior or the files will be being used by the users in your organization. So once that discovery completed, then we can discuss about in the next video how we're going to do the controlling part. So thank you for watching my video. If you really have any questions, please put them on the comment section and then I'll try to respond for that one. So in my next video, I'll talk about in detail how we can discover the shadow IT, control them, and then how we can bring the DLP solutions also into the picture. Thank you.